So let's open it up to questions from the other speakers. Tyler, do you want to add anything? Kate, Elena?
Lynn covered it all very well. I have nothing.
Wow, that's impressive.
And I guess the only thing that I would add, now that I'm thinking about it, is if some laboratory does use LIMS for lasers, they need to recognize that the most important thing in their laboratory are their data. They need to back up the database on a memory stick.
Your conference has been extended an additional 25 minutes.
Go ahead, Len. Or go ahead, Ty.
Anybody else? Tyler, did you finish?
Carol, I did hear an announcement, and I think we're going to get cut off of our conference on time, promptly.
Stacy, are you still there? Can you extend this for 15 minutes?
I am here. I don't know that I have any power to extend. I didn't do the conference call.
Okay.
Carol, I could try, but it's getting late here in the East Coast. But
I think we have that many questions. Let's try to get any more questions in and make the announcement.
Elena has one, and then Adita Paitan here. Elena?
Yes, I was wondering, when you showed the limbs for lasers, it looked like there was the option to choose either 17 or 18 ND, or was I not understanding the slide?
I'm going to have to defer to Ty on that one.
So the question was, well, yeah, when you import, your first import is usually delta H2 and delta O18. And then your next import would be for delta O17. And you would be using the same CSV file because, of course, all three columns of data are in the same CSV file. But LIMS for lasers does not import three isotopes simultaneously, so you have to do it in two stages.
All right, thanks.
Adina?
Hi. I was wondering if there's any chance in the foreseeable future to minimize the requirement for the volume of soil or core versus the headspace. Because a lot of times we don't have 100 grams of soil, and therefore the relative soil to headspace ratio may be much smaller if we have only 20 grams or 5 grams.
Yeah, that's correct. Well, your limitations are basically how much pore water do you actually have in the core, and it's kind of a toss-up between the headspace that you produce at 100% relative humidity, not evaporating your sample, but also having sufficient time to sample the headspace with the laser to attain the steady state value that you need to get the final result. So it's a bit of a toss-up in terms of managing that. So could we go lower? Possibly.
I think we're good.
We have one other. Can somebody else read the chat box? I'm trying to get the next slide up.
Okay, chat questions. Rick is putting them up.
No, can somebody read it? Because I'm just trying to get my screen to work.
Okay.
Can somebody else? There was a question there.
There's a question, and it says, is there an official IAEA/USGS opinion regarding ignoring the first few injections or using them or between sample memory corrections instead?
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's no official opinion. I mean, we've long discovered that many laboratories do things different ways. I mean, we've offered this approach in LIMS for lasers. We feel that it's sound and robust and will give you good results, but it's certainly not written in stone that this is the only way to do it. For Picaro, in fact, it was mentioned, there's Bob Van Gelderen has a very elegant approach using spreadsheets where he's optimizing using solver in Excel to optimize for the between sample memory. So there are many ways to do this. We're trying to hit as many users as possible with a systematic approach to give best results.